Hey everyone, and welcome back to Essential Dialogues. Today we are going deep on a topic that's creating a real buzz in the tech world. It's digital ID and the potential it has to totally reshape the future of e-commerce.
Mm-hmm.
And for this deep dive, we're focusing on a case study that I think is really fascinating.
Okay.
Ethiopia.
Interesting.
So, to kick things off, can you just give us a quick overview of what's happening with digital ID in Ethiopia?
Sure. So what's really interesting about Ethiopia is they're not just talking about digital ID, they're actually building it.
Yeah.
And their goal is to have this national system that reaches
Wow.
90 million people by 2030.
That's incredibly ambitious.
It is?
So what makes Ethiopia such a compelling case study for digital ID? I mean, why now?
Well, it's a combination of factors.
Wow.
Ethiopia is a rapidly developing economy,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a young population that's really tech savvy.
Got it.
And the government has made digital transformation a key priority
Okay.
with their Digital Ethiopia 2025 strategy.
Yes.
Right.
So tell me a little more about that.
Yeah, so this strategy basically aims to leverage technology to drive economic growth and improve public services.
So it sounds like digital ID isn't just some standalone tech project.
Right.
It's really woven into this bigger vision for the future of the country.
Exactly, and this connection to e-commerce is really interesting.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. How does digital ID impact e-commerce specifically?
So for e-commerce to thrive,
Right.
you really need trust.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Buyers need to trust sellers.
Of course.
Everyone needs to trust the system.
Yeah.
And digital ID can really provide that trust by verifying identities online.
Got it.
It's almost like having a digital passport that confirms who you are.
That's a great analogy. But we know that Ethiopia has a largely cash-based economy.
Right.
So how does digital ID address that challenge?
That's a really crucial point. A lot of people in Ethiopia don't have bank accounts or credit histories.
Yeah.
Digital ID can help change that by giving them a really secure way to build financial identities.
I see.
Think of it as like a stepping stone to greater financial inclusion.
So someone could use their digital ID to get a loan, for example,
Exactly.
to start a business.
Yeah, like to start an online business.
Wow.
And it's not just individuals.
Oh, interesting.
Small businesses can benefit too.
Okay. How so?
With verifiable digital identities, they can access credit,
Got it.
build trust with suppliers,
Right.
and tap into new markets online.
That's amazing.
It can be a game changer for entrepreneurship.
That's really exciting. And of course, there's the security aspect. We hear so much about online fraud these days.
Yeah.
How does digital ID help with that?
Security is absolutely paramount, especially when we're talking about financial transactions.
Mm-hmm.
And Ethiopia's digital strategy actually really emphasizes this,
Okay.
highlighting how important secure digital transactions are for everyone.
Okay.
Digital ID just adds these extra layers of protection. It makes it much harder for fraudsters to steal identities or money. It's really about creating a safer online environment for everybody.
And it seems like this has implications that go way beyond Ethiopia's borders.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, one of the biggest challenges in global e-commerce is verifying identities across different countries.
Makes sense.
So imagine a world where your digital ID is recognized everywhere.
Yeah.
It could streamline international trade.
Wow.
And it would open up a whole new world of opportunities for Ethiopian businesses.
So it sounds like Ethiopia's goal is to become a real digital hub,
That's the ambition.
not just for East Africa,
Right.
but for the whole world.
And to pull this off, it's not just about the technology. It requires collaboration between the government, the private sector, and even international organizations.
So this is a massive undertaking
It is.
with a lot of moving parts. What are some of the challenges that you see?
Well, one key challenge is ensuring that everyone has access to the technology and the infrastructure needed to use digital ID.
Okay.
And then there's the question of data privacy and security.
Of course.
These systems need to be really robust, and they need to protect people's sensitive information.
Those are really important points. It sounds like Ethiopia's experience with this could provide valuable lessons
Absolutely.
for other countries that are thinking about implementing their own digital ID systems.
It's a real-world experiment on a grand scale,
Yeah.
and the world is watching.
To see how it unfolds. This has been a truly fascinating deep dive. So for our listeners, why should they care about what's happening with digital ID in Ethiopia?
It's not just about Ethiopia.
Okay.
It's a glimpse into the future of our digital world.
I like that.
You know, digital ID has the potential to change everything. from how we shop to
Mm.
how we access services,
Mm-hmm.
even how we vote.
Wow.
It's worth paying attention to.
That definitely gives us a lot to think about. Thanks for breaking it all down for us today. And for our listeners, if you found this deep dive insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Essential Dialogues for more explorations into the topics shaping our world. Thanks for listening.